Now, if you look down at the clock, right, about 5 minutes into the Summer League final against Houston, and this is pretty much the first touch Emoni Bates gets, and then he knocks it down, which now is the first gift about Emoni, is that he's able to play off the ball. And not really just play off the ball, but score and be effective off of it, whereas so many people saw him coming in being a selfish player, somebody who would always want to get theirs first, who may try to do too much, but throughout the Summer League, he showed that he could actually play his role within the offense and be effective. So that's one thing, a whole misconception people had about him coming in, and I think you're going to really see his maturity as he gets into the league. And this right here, right? We know this one thing about him, is that when he shoots, there's no hesitancy. Same thing with his passing. So here, right, notice the decisions, right? Going down transition, right wing. Ooh, could I get something for myself? Nothing really there. Let me not force it. Let me look to move the ball instead of trying to get it for myself, right? Looks to get it to his teammate. Boom, throws that bounce pass, no hesitancy. Then boom, another board by Bates, right? Peep him getting in there on the glass, right? But this is where his first curse comes in. We saw the shooting could be a good thing, the playmaking, but the shot selection could be a curse. And so anytime you get into your half court or you're playing in transition, you want to get the best shot available with the amount of time you have, which is the 24-second shot clock. And now looking at the clock right now, 19 seconds, you're about 5 feet, 8 feet behind the line. Is this the best shot that you could get in this 24-second shot clock? And you ask me, and you'll probably ask yourself too, you'll ask every coach in there, that was a bad shot. Even though he hit those ones earlier, you could have got a better look in the half court right here. So that's one thing that could hold him back, but it's easy. It's an easy thing to learn, especially with the people he has around him. Now, once again, keep him playing off the ball. No need for him to do all this dribbling size up stuff. He's getting catch and shoot shots, which will be great next to Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, players who can already create for themselves. But peep right there on that pass. So Porter Jr., right, playing great in the Summer League, right? But right here, this is where he absolutely deceives that help defender. Because not only is he not able to see two by looking at one, so he has to constantly turn his head. The initial time he turned his head, he saw him looking at this big right here with this mismatch. So he's going to continue looking at him, and then he's not able to react until he sees that ball in the air. And by the time the ball is in the air, the ball moves faster than the defender. And so Bates gets that catch, moves into that pass, great rhythm, knocks it down. Now Pete Bates right there on the left side, right? This isn't necessarily a gift or a curse, right? This is just another way at which he can make better out of what he has available. So Bates on this cut, right? First thing I want you to notice, look at the size between him and his defender. Bates, much taller. So if he gets any pass down there on the inside, you want it to be high instead of being low, because the more low you throw it, the more you're going to play to the defender's game, right? So boom, Bates makes the cut, has a fairly good angle. But if Bates makes this cut, and instead of just going straight into space, he works his way up the line and forces the defender up, the amount of gaps you would have to be able to throw this pass up and over the top to Bates now increase tremendously, because you'll have more space around that rim just to catch and go straight up. But instead, that pass gets thrown low as he goes into space, and his defender has momentum to be able to cut that pass off. So boom, he's able to stick that hand down low and be able to get a hand on that pass. So just a little thing about cutting, you want to maximize all the windows you have to be able to make that pass. Now, once again, running the floor. And it's something that's so easy that so many hoopers could do. You could get like 4 to 6 easy points a game just by running the floor. But not everybody does it, clearly, and Bates does it. He has the motor. He has the energy to actually go and do so. And that's going to be a big help in Cleveland, because you're just getting those easy buckets. Now, once again, is that the best of shots, right? No, it's not the best of shots. But the reason why Bates took this, and it's not necessarily a selfish shot, is because he's gotten so many looks in transition that he's now feeling good as a player. So anytime he's going to take a jump shot, even after he just made a layup or a few dunks, he's now just feeling good about himself. So anytime he catches in the half court, he's going to feel good. And so anytime something feels good as a hooper, you're going to shoot it and you're going to rock with it. And if you don't allow that to happen, you're going to limit your success. So at the end of the day, it's really just a make or miss league. And he just ended up missing this one, but he does make some of them. So let me make that clear. It's not like he's just bricking every single one of those. Now right here, once again, playing in transition. It's going to be so effective, like I said again, because Garland and Mitchell are going to have their offense in the half court, right? They're going to be able to try to get their shots up. They're going to want to get their looks. But they're going to need a play like Bates to spot up and be ready to shoot and feel good when he shoots. So now these transition buckets are going to allow him to feel good when he shoots, when Mitchell or Garland doesn't have anything to do in the half court. And now right here with Emoni, right? This right here is one of his curses, which is not being able to get low on his drives. So just notice this about Emoni, right? Tall frame, right? And so he's going to attack. And since he has such a tall frame and doesn't get low, it's going to leave his hips exposed. So anytime he's going to try to make a change of direction move like he does right here, since they're exposed, it's going to allow the defender to be able to just jam him, block him up, and he's going to try to move, and the ball is going to be somewhere where his body is not. So he's just not going to be able to get to where he wants to. Boom, turnover. Which is why being able to get low is so important. They control your hips. They block off your hips. You're not going nowhere. Now right here, right? This is where it is a gift. Because this right here, we see his skill. We see what he could do. We see his bag a little bit. But that's when the defender gives him space. Because realize this, when you give him space, he can now work. He can get to his size ups. He doesn't have to worry about anybody taking away his hips, pushing him off his track, giving him some contact. And so now he's going to get into his moves. And even then, you can kind of see he shied away from contact as he got inside. But if he adds that to his game, he's going to be one of them ones, I'll tell you. Boom, Emoni right there. Once again, another boy, right? But watch the clock, though. Started at 24, right? Bringing the ball up the floor, right? 6 seconds, 7 seconds by, 8 seconds by, 9 seconds by, 10 seconds, until he gives the ball up. And now this is bad clock efficiency because you have yet to enter any action to get you a bucket, right? And so the best thing to do now, since Emoni was the one to get the rebound, he was the one who brought it up and kind of wasted that whole clock, throw the bomb right back onto him, right? 5 seconds left. Boom. But great thing right here is his gift. Being able to play without hesitancy and not only looking to score, but also being able to pass. Now right here, this is the Brooklyn game now, right? Emoni's still, you see him so many times, just finding the ball. Wherever he's able to get it is where he's going to go and attack from, where he's going to be aggressive from and make the best out of what he got. That was a charge, by the way. Ain't call it, no problem. 2 buckets to start the game by Emoni. Getting his rhythm early, right? Now right here. Is this the best of shots? No, if we're looking at it from how we look at it. But let's understand Emoni in the situation. Look, hit his first 2 of the game, right? He plays with no hesitancy, no fear. Even though they had the mismatch, the big stepped out. He feels good right here taking this shot alone as it is. And this is something that if you hold the trigger back on a situation like this with a player of Emoni's talent level, this could greatly hinder their potential in the future because now you're playing with their intuition as a hooper. So do you really want to mess around with that? Not too much, but still he's got to be able to learn from this and just adjust instead of just telling him this is a bad shot, never take it. Now right here with Emoni, right? This is another curse, is that if you notice when he goes into these isolations, into these moves, he stops every single one of them as soon as there's about to be contact. So you're going to see it just once in this possession. But notice this in all of his ISOs, anytime you've watched him throughout the Summer League and going forward in the NBA, is that, boom, he's going to make this go move. When there should be contact and when the angle is still available, he's going to pull back like he does right there. Try to get into a shot instead of going into the contact and embracing it. But if he learns how to get low, if he learns how to get a little stronger, functionally stronger, this is not going to be a problem. And once again, he's going to be one of them ones. Because notice, right, Emoni's going to break one of the key fundamentals when it comes to a jump shot right here, which is following through. But you don't always need to do it, and that depends on your feel and your rhythm going into that shot. And so Emoni's going to see this pass and step into it, right? And that step in right there gave him all the rhythm for that shot to now feel good. And now he just lets it off. And guess what? It's a bucket. Now, boom, right here. The contact once again, but now the contact is coming into play as he's playing off the ball. So really understand this with this play. So Bates, right wing, right? Down screen. No bump, no contact. So what is this going to do to his angle as he comes off that screen? He's going to catch the ball from further out. And now, boom, screen comes over. He tries to make this read and thinks the hedge is going to leave a gap for him to be able to go and attack as soon as they go. But since he was so far out from making no contact on that initial play, he's going to take another 1 to 2 dribbles to get to the point at which he should be had he been closer to the three-point line, and now he'll be able to hit that gap. But now it gives his defender more time to be able to get back in front, beat him to the spot, and it takes away his ability to now go and make a play. Gives it up to Mobley. Thankfully, he gets bailed out with this foul call. Now right there, right? Great dime. Once again, I told you the gift of his playmaking. Right there. So what a lot of players do, right, is that they'll make this catch, going into a pick and roll and immediately catch and put the ball down the floor. But realize, if he put the ball down the floor right now, it would have caused him to miss this slip right here by Mobley. So don't dribble if you don't need to, and allow actions to develop before you decide to go and dribble. And then boom, he got that slip. Now right there, that cut right there by Monty, right? And realize this about cutting. Boom, peep right here, Monty, right? Boom, makes his cut. Extremely hard cut. Anticipating that he may get the pass, but even though he didn't stop his cut. And he's going to fill right back into this corner. And what does that open up? Mobley on his cut in the lob pass over the top. And now Mobley, boom, gets his bucket. And this is exactly why anytime you cut, it may not just be for you to score, but it may be for your teammate to score. Because you may open up space, you'll leave more passing lanes. It may not be directly for you, but at the end of the day, it's getting points on the board. Now right here, Bates once again, kind of in this isolation, right? The contact. You've seen the off arm a little bit, but it's the body. So notice, gets this catch, boom, little size up, uses the off arm, but where you're going to create all the space that you need is by getting that shoulder into your defender and bumping. But Emoni uses the off arm and continues to widen out his driving angle. So now he's going to go up into a shot right here and just throw something up, unbalanced, going away from the rim, and the defender right in your face, because since you made no contact, he's jumping straight up there with you, and guess what? Brick. Now right here by Bates, I also want you to notice this too, right? The thing with contact, I'm going back to it once again, it's a curse, and if you don't get it, it's going to be tough. So really notice his angles as he's getting to these moves. So when a player is trying to attack, right, realize this, their feet are going to tell you where they want to go, but where they end up going is where the defender wants them to go. So notice this, right? Makes us the moves going left, but on this move right here, feet are going straight down towards the rim. But look where he ends up, more right. And this is work all done by the defender being able to get underneath him, dictate his line of movement, and him not wanting to get into contact and stay into that gap. Now, end of regulation in this Brooklyn game, right? Emoni Bates right there defensively. Boom. Fouls a three-point shooter, 4-point play, 1:46 left. You're up 5. Fouling is what you do not want to do, especially on a three-point shooter, right? Now, next possession down. Late shot clock. Merrill trying to cook something up, can't cook, misses the shot. But guess what's about to happen again? Another terrible foul, and you're just continuously giving them life to stay in the game and possibly win, right? But what is Emoni Bates about to do, right? Instead of allowing all of those bad plays that he made, hold weight, and allow it to dictate what he's about to do, he's going to forget about it, play presently, and make the best of what's available. And now he knocked down this shot, which helped them be able to push this game to overtime and then end up winning this game in due time. And so that's another gift about Emoni Bates, being able to forget and being able to just play with no hesitancy. So that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on notifications. We come up with videos every other day. Make sure you hit the links in the descriptions, go follow, and we out of here.